And we're live on the subway. Hey, tried to change the background up a little bit. And that is a new video I took yesterday, kind of a golden hour video of that same train trip. So thought we'd, because I think I was using like night or rain. It was like a rainy day, or the stuff before was kind of depressing. So we'll brighten it up a little bit. Yeah, every time I turn it
That's
on
a
at
cool
home.
background, actually, for this.
Yeah. I brought the TV on the subway.
You
We're
brought
good.
Is this New York in the 70s? You brought a TV with you? That you...
Yep. Hooked up to a car battery, and I'm all set.
No, you just pulled it out of somebody's window and took it with you.
Yeah, nice. So we had a nice session of Star Frontiers yesterday. That was good fun. So you said maybe only one more session for this adventure. Is there more? I'm dying if that's the end. If that's
Well, no. See, I mentioned it yesterday, but you guys did not do what I thought you were going to do, which no GM should ever expect that to happen anyway.
Right.
But I did have, because I don't know, this is apparent, but I didn't want it to be railroady after you got there. Obviously, getting the mission and getting there was railroady, but you kind of need that. But once you got there, I wanted to just be up to you guys, which is why, because we are kind of a group now of people who have played with each other at different amounts, because we got Ascaron, who'd never played with us before.
Right.
And Abyss, who's played with us with some games, but not others. And we don't have Will anymore. So if there were definitely moments, it felt like there have been moments where it's like no one wanted to be the decision maker, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
So maybe I should have made it a little more railroady for the first adventure. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, so there's more that could happen. Totally. I had to sort of rework in my head how that would play out. But, I guess from your character's perspective, you're virtually done. Except you're wounded severely. You guys are beat the hell up. And there is a little matter of, are you going to take the time to do the maintenance on your ship that it's supposed to have before you try to leave? And, so I have a little bit of time to play with, probably.
Okay. Yeah.
But we'll see.
Nice. Yeah, it's been really fun.
I am reworking the combat.
Okay.
So that's 2.5 sessions of me trying to give that old school weird wargaming phase thing a chance. And especially because we're not all sitting around a table together.
Yeah, that's true.
It just feels like hard to keep track of. And for whatever reason, like it's probably my bad. I should probably be prepping you guys more, but I think that whole like the loser moves first, the winner shoots at them thing is supposed to encourage people to like run and take cover places and,
right.
to be a little more tactical movement and thinking about cover and dodging and running and stuff like that. It's not really happening.
Yeah.
So right now I'm leaning towards a traditional group initiative where the winning initiative would go first usually and do everything they're going to do, move and take actions. But I think what I'm going to do is put it out there that if you win initiative, you guys can choose to go first or you can choose to go second and get like a 10% bonus to your rolls that round.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
So, just an idea. So we'll see. Yeah. I'm playing with it.
Good. Yeah, that should be fun. Yeah, I think that really does need like all the combats to have maps with like, corridors and hallways and like, low walls and cargo containers, like, so that you're running around, you're chasing each other around through a complex. At least like the examples in the books really look like that, where they're showing like, line of sight and stuff.
Yeah, I should litter the maps more. I guess in my brain, when I'm making those maps, I'm just thinking, yeah, sure, there's shit there, but I'm not actually putting it there.
Right. Yeah, because there was so much. Yeah, there were so many like walls and things, shown in the illustrations. Like, yeah, but that's a lot. That is a lot to build. Yeah, interiors of buildings and complexes.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it's been really fun. Yeah, I don't want to leave these characters anytime soon. So I hope we can come up with some more for them to get into.
Yeah, definitely. And like another reason we need someone to be kind of a leader maybe is because you get like Dylan running off and into a whole area that was intended to be something you all had to deal with as a group.
Right.
Which is, like I had mentioned to you guys yesterday, is not the first time that's happened. He did that in our Forbidden Lands campaign during the pandemic. And
I read there was mention of a dragon facing a dragon.
Yeah, literally just, I'm going to go fuck up that dragon. No, you're not.
Yeah. Well, cool. But and then tomorrow, we'll get back to wandering around that castle, the palace of the Silver Princess.
Find that princess.
Find out where she's at. Yeah. So and then after that, because that's gonna, like there's a few things that need to happen in the session, and then that's it. The module is completed. So we'll have to figure out what we want to do with that, with those characters next, if we want to, because I think everyone's probably only going to get a level. Like the surviving characters are probably only going to get a level, and maybe not even that, depending if they're demi-human or not, depending on the class. So we can't go too much higher. We'll have to go into like a kind of a more equivalent adventure. But I was also thinking, what do you think?
If we stay on that game, I'm through playing it, I'm kind of realizing my opinions about some of that stuff has changed.
Yeah.
As I've gotten older. And I don't know if a big dungeon is as satisfying to me as maybe it was when I was young.
Yeah.
Like there is a lot of just, okay, listen to the store. This is store and this store and right. Like
yeah, and it gets
be nice to do a little more role playing going on here.
The door listening, isn't. And then when you stop doing that, then the dungeon kills you. Yeah, so it's like
exactly.
That's the frustrating part of it. Is like well, you don't hear anything, but
I don't know if there's anything more along the lines of. What's that one? Sinister Secrets of Saltmarsh, like where there's a couple different things going on, and there's a small area that you could call a dungeon, but it's not really a dungeon, and like
right.
I don't know, just something where there's a little more than when you're trapped in the dungeon kind of thing.
Yeah. Oh, and this really does give you, and also you guys are really noticing it's just chaos. Like there's no logic to the rooms. There's no logic to what's in them. Yeah, it's just all could have teleported in. Could have been trapped here. Yeah. And even between the two versions of that module, it's very unclear what they were trying to do with what's happening inside the palace. Besides, wow, that's crazy. That was crazy.
Yeah, I guess anytime they do a funhouse kind of dungeon, they have to have some kooky reason why that's going on. That probably doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, so we'll talk about what our options are, because maybe we should stick with old school essentials, but figure out what else there is, what other kinds of because there's also a lot of OSR generated stuff that's compatible with old school essentials. We can try out stuff that
or if you want to run something else, I think that's totally cool too.
Cool. Yeah, because we've got I don't know how soon they're going to get us the books, but we've got Dragonbane Trudvang is going to be finishing up, and they may be getting us the book soon. So get back to a dark and creepy Dragonbane might be fun. And
that'd be fun. And Space 1999's out there somewhere, right?
Yeah, the book. Yeah, the books are right there. They came international free shipping. Oh my god! Yeah, ooh. Check out that Jerry Anderson website if you like any of his stuff, because the model kits, the DVDs and Blu-rays and T-shirts and everything, free international shipping from England. So,
wow,
yeah, good stuff.
That's cool.
Yes. All right. So yeah, good to see everybody in the chat. Arturo, notice the loud train noise is back in the stream, and Calerion, of course, is there. Nice. Cool. So, oh yeah, you guys are talking video games. Yeah, we can do that after the podcast. Discuss Arc Raiders versus Marathon. Nice. Yeah, I noticed people are doing a lot of Marathon lore videos and stuff because there is a setting from the old Mac games. Yeah, so that's come up a bit. All right.
That's okay. I respect Arturo's choice. He's wrong, but I respect it.
Nice. All right. So let's get started for this week and see what we're. I think we're talking about one thing a lot. So let's find out what exactly that is. Welcome to the weekly. I'm Jeremy.
I'm Matt.
Hey, Matt.
Hey.
So Matt and I are on the subway. Chris is otherwise busy with work stuff. So we'll see if we can handle this. And this might be a good episode for Chris to miss because I think there'll just be a lot of head shaking.
Yeah.
We're talking about a lot of stuff that is not going to be very interesting. Starting with D&D has got a new website, is called 5.5e in some places, and it's getting all redesigned. They're rethinking the whole thing. So new D&D, Orken is on Kickstarter right now. Pumpkin Spice, another $1 million RPG on BackerKit. And finally, Wizards of the Coast is handing off Exodus to Renegade for the physical books. So they don't even want to touch this. So I guess it's not the next Star Frontiers, I guess, is what we'll find out.
No. Nor is it the next Traveler.
Right. So we had the segment Not the Best, which was starting to cover every mistake Wizards of the Coast is doing. I think we should maybe change this to D&D WTF. I mean, it's getting weird, the decisions that are being made. Because we all know Wizards of the Coast has flawlessly executed a digital platform for Dungeons & Dragons and has hired some of the best and most creative talent in the industry. Oh, wait, let's reverse that. They botched and shuttered Sigil, lost Mike Merrills, Jeremy Crawford, and Chris Perkins after decades of servitude, and replaced them with third-party developer unknowns. So, no, they didn't do any of that first part. They did the second part. So yeah, there's been a lot of announcements, and I guess it's through the Gamma Expo we're getting all of this. So they're promoting this to retailers, not players and customers, but to retailers. And the first thing that we've noticed is Dungeons & Dragons has a new home page. So their website is now dungeonsanddragons.com, and everything is going to be linked off of there, with a big emphasis on things that are not the role-playing game, media and video games and everything. So all of their licensing, you'll probably be able to find all their licensing deals and products off of there. So they still push you to D&D Beyond, which we'll talk about in a little bit. So if you want to create a character or play the game, they push you into D&D Beyond, but they're also there's a timeline of editions of the books, plus there's every, the movie, and not the old movies, not the 90s movies, but the recent Thieves Among Us, the D&D movie is promoted on there. And they're also promoting their actual play events, like when they did things with Kansas City Chiefs and whatever, all the weird celebrity riddled actual plays that they did. Those videos are on the site. It's not really easy to navigate, and it's just going to be like this placeholder for, where you can find everything that they're doing, but still, mostly forwarding you to D&D Beyond, which on D&D Beyond, they made the first indication of the 5.5th edition, or 5.5e. So we are giving up OneD&D and D&D 2024 revision and all of that bad marketing that they did, this brand confusion that they did, to now call it, at least for now, on D&D Beyond. But there's an FAQ that was released about what's going on with the brand and everything, and the if you're thinking that this is part of a larger rebrand, on the FAQ it says no, this update is limited for rules and labeling on D&D Beyond to improve clarity and usability. So the 5.5, I think they were having trouble with two things being called 5e, like two rule sets, and then having that, year after that, kind of like when they name movies the same thing, they remake a movie and they name it the exact same thing. One is kind of overriding the other. So there was confusion about rule sets. So they said, no, this isn't officially their rebranding yet. It's just to clarify on D&D Beyond. And so the reasoning, they explain a little further. Earlier on, they were referred to differently. As D&D Beyond evolved, more players used both versions side by side, so it became clear that 5.5e matched how the community already talks about the game and made things easier to understand. So that's nice. They actually listened to the players. Like, yeah, this is what we want to call it. Just do that. So this one rule set with some, revisions and updates has been called D&D 5th Edition, also, called 5e, then D&D 5th Edition 2014 rule set, and then OneD&D, because they were going to fold it all in there. But that's a deprecated working title for D&D 5th Edition 2024 rule set. And now finally, they're letting us call it D&D 5.5e. But it's not a rebrand. They're not going to go for that. So yeah, they've really... Yeah.
Oh, I was just going to say, it's all because they made a whole bunch of changes and refused to just say 6th edition.
Yeah, I think they were really worried that was going to kill the golden goose that they found in 5e, like that. They got so many people on board, and if they had, they were worried about another 4th edition thing happening where people are like, no, I don't like this game anymore. I'm going to stick with 5e. So we have now a Dungeons & Dragons 2026 roadmap as part of this website and this kind of this, maybe the presentation they gave to retailers. And this year, we're going to get some new books eventually. There's a ton of partner content is what they're calling it, like, third-party developers. But they're also talking about things that are going to happen for both D&D Beyond and kind of, key events where they'll be promoting stuff. So, like Gary Con and Gen Con and the London Fan Expo, all that good stuff. But they are also on this roadmap indicating seasons. So we all know seasons comes from things that usually involve loot crates and season passes and subscriptions. So it does feel like they're trying to push this, because they've already said we want to be digital first. They're going to move away from, what are they making on these physical books, getting these physical books to retail, getting them into Walmart or wherever, because there's not bookstores anymore. Like, where are they going to get these books to sell to people, and kind of moving things? And that might be part of this redesign of the website, is to push people to the digital brand before they even know, oh, they actually print this in a book. This is actually a book you can buy. So we've got seasons listed, and that's when the releases are kind of roughly. So the first season happens between spring and summer of this year, called the Season of Horror, and that's where they're going to launch. They'll release the new Ravenloft Horrors Within. And then between summer and fall, but I don't know why Season of Horror is in the spring though. That doesn't really make any sense. But I guess that book's finished, so we got to get it out first.
Oh yeah.
So between summer and fall, we've got the Season of Magic, and that's when their Arcana Unleashed new book will be released. And then there's a Season of Champions with a TBA release, and people are like, champions, oh, could it be Dark Sun? And does anybody really want to see current day WotC release a version of Dark Sun? No, you don't.
Yes.
No, you don't.
It won't be Dark Sun.
Yeah. The people are just like, but champions, but could it be? No, yeah. And I think that's been kind of floating around for a little bit, but I think they can't do it. It's impossible. Well, just like some of the other re-releases of stuff that they've done, it's just been lifeless. Like no ship combat in their kind of like wacky space setting. Like they didn't even like have any. They stripped things out of the releases for. I'm blanking on the planet
Spelljammer.
Yeah, Spelljammer. There we go. I was going to say
Yeah,
Planet
yeah.
Buster. Yeah, Spelljammer.
Yeah, the new Spelljammer really flopped.
Yeah, yeah. So we've got these 3 seasons and these new releases, but nobody knows quite what this means. The Ravenloft, which is going to be their Horrors Within, their latest, coming in June of this year, is going to give us horror-themed subclasses, species, backgrounds, and dark gift feats, plus 4 new playable species: the Dampier, the Hexblood, Lupin, and Reborn, one of which was already released as kind of DLC on D&D Beyond when they did their Asterian's Book of Hungers. But I think we covered this when we did Deities and Demigods. Cthulhu appears as a Dark Lord in this book, and he has the requisite 385 hit points.
My God. My God.
And a spell difficulty saving class of 25. Yes, so so he'll be a tough foe if you want to beat Cthulhu. But yeah, the everything that they're talking about does seem to be more in terms of video games, and they've had the most success, with getting the brand out there with Baldur's Gate 3. So yeah, I think video games they see as the the direction. So yeah, I guess the Gamma Expo was in Louisville, Kentucky, and that's where all of these announcements were made. So yeah, we don't have any big details about the Arcana Unleashed, but we can kind of guess what that's going to be. But the other thing that they did announce that is kind of maybe going to bring all this stuff together is they're going to rebuild D&D Beyond from the ground up. So, because right now it's a little jarring. It doesn't match their redesign for the D&D website. So when they say make a character and you click on it and it takes you over to D&D Beyond, it still looks like the old website, which was a good, very functional website. And Wizards of the Coast has already proven they don't know how to deal with digital platforms on their own. If they buy someone's, successful functional design, then that works. But rebuilding it from the ground up is not a great idea. But that's what they're talking about, a from the ground up, which would, help them do digital first. Don't print a character sheet. You've got your digital character sheet, and you can, port that into a VTT, which I guess is going to be their maps. Yeah. So Wizards of the Coast is rolling out their true game engine for D&D Beyond, which seems to be, I guess a digital first, but also a VTT. So maybe they're going to rebrand what they have so far, what they have that functions as a VTT maps, which is the reason that Sigil didn't succeed, into a fully functional platform within D&D Beyond, like they intended, but without the real Unreal Engine 5 and 3D miniatures and stuff. But just like what's going on with Demiplane and Roll20, it looks like, you're going to be able to have a kind of seamless character building and then put that right into the VTT or the game. So they're hoping that this will give you smarter searches, faster load times, and smoother rules validations through this platform. Yeah, so D&D Beyond Maps is the suite of tools for the DM, basically their VTT that they're going to be using now. But I don't think it's going to be as full featured as what's already out there. And what's already out there has a lot of it has gone free. A lot of the platforms are just subscriber supported, but you can play them full function for free. So Roll20 and Foundry, or not Roll20, that's still subscription, but Foundry and Alchemy recently have gone are completely just one price, and you're in, and you don't have to subscribe to be able to save files and have multiple characters and adventures. So yeah, they're really moving away from getting those books out there and making sure everybody gets a copy. And this is really discouraging me from even taking a look, because when 5th edition was first out, I was like, yeah, I'll buy the books. I'm curious to see what this is, and if anybody wants to play, it'll be good to have the actual books. But ever since the update, the 2024 update, I've had zero interest in buying anything physical from them ever, because it's obviously not a priority. And even the rules and information in those books are not going to be valid, possibly by the time you take them to the table, because of how they're handling rules, in D&D Beyond now. So what do you think about this nightmare, this digital...
That was a lot.
Yes.
I had to write it down so I didn't forget anything. So the seasons.
Yes.
That's just Magic. Competitive Magic
Right.
has the season where they do like card rotations to, allegedly keep things interesting, but really just to get you to keep buying their crap.
Right.
So if you're going to see seasons, you're going to probably see some baggage with that. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a Daggerheart style card pack thing that comes out. And, if last year's Ranger Deluxe card pack is different than this year's Ranger Deluxe card pack, better buy the new one.
Right.
So that's just blatant capitalism. They're learning all the wrong lessons from all the money they've made off of Magic.
Yeah.
The other game worlds, just because you touched on it a little bit.
Right.
Ravenloft works for them because Ravenloft is something, just the very nature of Ravenloft, since its inception, is a thing that intrudes on your world. You go into it and you can come back out.
Right.
So they don't have to develop a whole other world, right? Really, they just have to develop sort of a region and a vibe. So that works. What doesn't work for them, I guarantee you, is a revival of any of the old worlds. So you're never going to see Greyhawk with the current management. You're never going to see Greyhawk. You're never going to see Dragonlance again. I know they did a little Dragonlance thing, but you're not going to see a full Dragonlance thing. You're never going to see what's that one that fan guy created? Eberron?
Oh yeah.
You're not going to see a resurgence of Eberron. I'm sure you won't ever see Spelljammer again.
Right.
and Dark Sun, which was mentioned in the chat too, like you won't see that with a 10-foot pole. Like it's like, but it's not necessarily the content; it's the numbers, because they are so merciless about their money and they're a publicly held company that they're going to look at like their sales using the existing, Forgotten Realms, right? Versus relative sales history of these other products, versus like feedback they're getting from players. And I'm sure they're just like, no one, we'd probably get some people that want to play in Dragonlance or Dark Sun or whatever, but it's not going to match the sales expectations that we have.
Right.
So you're never going to see any of that stuff again. Like, in my opinion, you're not.
Yep.
And then the game engine thing.
Yes.
It's just so, it's like, I think I mentioned this in a post on our Discord, but it's like Orwellian, because it's like, we bought D&D Beyond, and we're gonna make a cool, awesome VTT, and then cut to, nope, never mind, we're just gonna scrap all his plans, lay off all his people, close that department, and then we'll leave that online for you guys, but we're not gonna finish it or anything. And then now it's like, yeah, we're gonna make a game engine. So again, I think it's just that's gonna allow, if they follow through with it, it's gonna allow them to reinforce the walled garden.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, right.
And I'm sure there's people doing numbers there who are like, maybe that was a good idea. Maybe we shouldn't have abandoned that, because that will get people to play only in our platform and yada, yada, yada. So I haven't heard anything in these announcements that I thought was player focused, like at all. Not good for the community.
No, that's true. Yeah, I think they're really trying to get, take advantage of, people did start playing online during the pandemic, so take advantage of that and just like just get used to it. This is how we do things. The interesting thing is, I don't think, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think they've ever executed a Magic the Gathering like digital platform well. They've done like games, you can play on a game console or whatever that are Magic. You can buy virtual cards. They've never connected it. Like if you're buying cards, you don't get those in a digital platform. So it's interesting that the thing that they're trying to emulate that is a physical product, they're going to try to do that same sort of thing, but with a digital first kind of, non-physical product, a digital only product, but try to get and I guess because they're using the video game model, because they've got a lot of Microsoft people there and everything, they're trying to move it towards here's expectations, and here's a treadmill that you can get on and keep in. It's going to be the DM's responsibility to drag his player group through this. It's like, did everybody buy their cards for their character class, because we're going to need them. And and that's the thing I don't understand is, this doesn't seem very player friendly, because how are they expecting, I know they want to make money, releasing new content, but how do they expect you to play? Because once you start playing, you've chosen kind of the, the world you're playing in, the limits, the rule sets you're using. If they keep adding to it and keep changing things, you're going to just in mid campaign just say, okay, now we're going to use this new ranger class, and if you want to switch to that, it's like, what? Adding subclasses. It's like, no, you have to create a character to use these new classes and subclasses. So I don't understand. Just like, oh no, just try again, just keep making new characters and keep forming. So it feels in that weird way a little bit like what Games Workshop is doing. They're just interested in the new players. They're just people new into the hobby that are going to buy in, that are going to make the investment. That's who they're interested in. If you've already been playing, you're paying a subscription, but you don't mean much to us, because you probably have enough content to play for the rest of your life and never give us another penny. And we don't like that. We don't want that to be a thing. So it is interesting how this is following both the, game as service thing that video games is having trouble with, but also, looking at how Magic has been able to be so successful, because it definitely dwarfs Dungeons and Dragons as far as like, revenue for Wizards. So who knows? Yeah.
The part of what's making Magic so much money right now would be, I hope, the final straw for some D&D players.
Yeah.
All that licensing.
Yes. We don't want.
If we start getting Pokemon D&D supplements,
right.
And shit like that, I would hope that would be the death knell.
Yeah.
It might not be, because it wasn't for Magic.
Right.
But
yeah, that is their their whole overboard with licensing. It's just strange. I'm not sure what they're doing, but it's going to keep me from ever playing the newest version of 5e or of D&D again. I have no interest in it. It's like, what do I have to do to even? I don't even want to try that. Yeah. It's going to be,
because we're on the other side of this wall they've built, and they keep making it taller.
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck it, it's not worth it.
Right. And on the channel, we, to make it worthwhile, but that's all we would have to talk about is the latest releases and drama with D&D, because
you'd have to start doing the thumbnails, Jeremy, where you're like,
yes, what did WotC do now? Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, it is really, but maybe they're going to keep enough, of these newer players, and maybe they think the brand is strong enough that people will try D&D first above anything else. So they'll have first shot at all the new players. But yeah, I just, it's going to be really hard to ever go back to this, because I don't even, want to know what I'd have to do to be a DM with this, D&D Beyond maps and everything. Yeah, they're going to take a lot of stuff away from you. Probably a lot of the creativity. Like, you're just going to play these very pre-scripted, pre-built modules exactly how they want you to play them. Oh, and cozy as hell. I'm sure there'll be a lot of moments of having tea together and all that stuff that Daggerheart couldn't stop doing.
So, did you this is a tangent, I'm sorry,
Sure,
but it
no.
is kind of related.
Okay.
Did you happen to watch that Zig video about the new Tunnels and Trolls that I told you about?
Oh, no. I saw that link, but no, I didn't watch it.
It's 7 hours long. I totally understand why you wouldn't.
Right.
But literally, if you just skip, like, watch part, skip 20 minutes, watch part, it's hilarious because every time you skip to a new part, he's exasperated about something else in the book, which is amazing. But he made an interesting point about it because, you know, it has a lot of weird, unnecessary little mechanics in it that are not at all what Tunnels and Trolls is about. And then it also has the whole menagerie, like we're a party that's like a bird man and a turtle and a cloud spirit and blah 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 blah. Where's the human at? No, who knows, right? So his point was like, oh, so we're always accusing people of trying to do the 5e thing, like trying to reinterpret 5e. But they're like next leveling it. They're dagger hearting this crap. Yeah. And I'm like, that's a good point. They are kind of more dagger hearting it than they are D&Ding it. So then I started thinking, I was like, is that the next move for D&D is to be more like Daggerheart? I mean, aesthetically, I think they're already basically there.
Yeah.
Like, because they do the whole menagerie thing. It's just a big furry convention, basically.
So many species, yeah.
Yeah. But then maybe with the mechanics, we'll start seeing a little bit of a Daggerheartification of D&D. I wonder if they'll end up going there.
Yeah, because with those the 2024 revision books, a lot of that art it's just like dwarves baking scones and stuff. It was really weird, and that's what Daggerheart was full of. Daggerheart, doesn't have that corporate, decision making, so they could go as far as they wanted to. So it was like, people offering you a hot bath and things like, NPCs. It's just like, ooh, that's uncomfortable. I know you think that's cozy, but that's actually kind of weird.
Yeah, we're getting into. Wait, don't make me use the lines and veils. God damn it!
Yeah. Cozy. I gotta slap the table. It's too cozy.
No, Jim. I don't want to hear about how you massage the NPC.
Yeah, right. Oh, yes. So we'll see, like, if they're able to make this work, or if it's just going to be another misstep, because they don't have any names anymore. They don't have anybody working on this game that that has any name recognition that people are going to want to follow or see what they're doing, or listen to even them talk when they're doing those kind of State of the Union things that they do, and they talk about the status of development. So I don't know what this is going to be, but it's not going to trap me. I'm going to just be watching it from the outside, and it's taking the creativity and a lot of the control away.
There is a certain group of gamers who are going to be looking at people like us and just thinking we're a bunch of bitter old men or whatever, and that's not really what it's like. We play so many different games that, like, we're open to most stuff, but they just keep burning their bridges and building that wall higher. Yeah. So it's just like, I want to have fun, and they're making that seem hard. So I don't want to deal,
Yeah. All right. Well, let's leave this world behind and let WotC do what they're going to do. I think we'll talk about WotC again, but we're leaving D&D behind. And let's talk a little bit about a new Kickstarter that's not a game yet. It's not an RPG. Sorry, it's not a tabletop RPG yet. But Orken by SIXMOREVODKA, so the creators of Degenesis, which is a really great setting, a really great post-apocalyptic setting that kind of resets the world and the balance of power in the world. They have a new, what is it? They've got an odd name for it. It's like this content thing. So they're going to do kind of a multimedia hit, all kinds of contemporary fantasy suite is what they're calling it. So this is their newest project that is an IP, that right now this first Kickstarter is supporting the fiction, and also there is in development a video game. So there's a console kind of Dark Souls light in its play video game, which is but very story based. So Orken is this imagining of a world, and I guess we'll read their description to properly like set it in place. So once there were Neanderthals, and we probably outcompeted them. Humans are the invasive species. In order to progress, we must expand, and we'll stop at nothing to do this. This is the story as old as time. This is human nature. So why is it then that this chord is so rarely struck in fantasy media? Why is it that there is always some other murder hobo race doing the dirty work for us across the decades of fantasy publications? Why is it always some clobbering orc with little agency beyond being manipulated by evil forces responsible for pillaging, raiding, and conquesting? So Orken asks this simple question: what if orcs were just another part of our evolutionary story? Would they go the way of the Neanderthal, or fight tooth and nail and claw for the right to live? So this is a setting that pretty much, kind of New World, colonization and exploration and invasion. This is taking that setting, putting it in a fantasy world, and telling a story from two sides. So there is the story of the orc tribes, and then there's a story of the, basically conquistadors, or the invading, looking like Western Europeans invading forces. And first, they're going to give this to you in a collection of fiction and art and a video game. And also, there's maps and kind of lore and world building, but no tabletop game yet. This is like setting first, game to coming to be decided. So one of the first, so this is the crowdfunder is, I think, a series of 6 books, and you can buy them as just kind of mass market, like kind of text only paperbacks, illustrated softcover books, hardcover deluxe fully illustrated books, and but it's just going to be the same set of books. And the first one is Field Reports from Edom, and so Edom is this fantasy world. So it's the orcs establishing shot. This is the primer that sets up the storyline for the orcs. So the anthology has collected short stories, journal entries, and classified codices from the front lines of the invasion. So this is all about the time of these invaders, this invasive species, their first encounter with orcs. And the next book is Memories of the Car. So this is essentially the switch of vantage point. So it's a relevant shift in this context. So how do the Car witness the invasion of their homeland, and how do they? Oh, so again, I'm sorry. So the first book is the field reports of the invading forces. This is the orcs' point of view. How does this invasion look to them? Who are these people, and how do they react? And in the video game, there's a demo out already for the video game, and they kind of give away a little bit of that. Like the invaders are always in armor. They don't know if they're living things or not, or some kind of metal creature. They smell weird, and they're just interested in cutting and burning to build their settlements. So the second one, the orcs' point of view, is about 300 pages, and is going to be the same kind of collection of fiction and things, illustrated versions of both. And the illustrations, the artists they work with and the illustrators are great. I mean, that if anything would make you interested in this, it's the look of it. It's how well
I'm looking at the website. It looks really good.
Yeah, the way it's designed and everything, and so there'll also be PDFs of all of these if you just want to try this out. So Edom's history didn't start with the arrival. So the arriving invasion is the Elemon, and then the existing tribe is the Orken. The tribes of the Orken. So so several books. So there's maps that are being produced, and just a lot of immersion into this setting, and kind of fiction, spelling things out and giving you little examples of, this Orken menace that these invaders are dealing with, and also the invasion, also things told from the point of view of the invaders. And they're doing a map. They're doing maps of the world, and so basically, This campaign, the whole kind of setting here will outline the bloody conflict between the two main forces, the Elemon and the Orcs. The Elemon are called the People of Metal, and they have things like the Dynasty, which are an anonymous group of masked delegates that are making all these decisions for how this is happening. Ministry of the Brow, which is their kind of education, innovation, and technology part of their settlement, whereas the Orken have totemic primal beings, which are unaware. Which at first the Edom Elemon are unaware of their existence, but soon start to clash with them. And so, yes. So the thing that they talk about is, Kickstarters, a lot of times there's a big delay, like you pledge for something and this is what they're going to promise you. And they say they just have this much more to do. And it sometimes takes a while. Sometimes it takes years before they deliver anything. But they want to put this on a more rapid timetable and give you immediate, tangible value for pledging, kind of buying into this world, because this is their first time to kind of, try to get financing from this, from crowdfunding. So this is just giving you the setting and in some beautiful books, but you can go as little or as deep into it as you want, but they're going to present you with, both sides of the story, basically, and how you would, how you would want to play this and how you feel about this world. I think you're going to decide from, reading these shifting viewpoints. So, the campaign went live at the end of February. It's going to run until March 26th, and they were funded in the first 30 minutes. So, yeah, people love SIXMOREVODKA because of the Degenesis. And I wonder what happened, because that IP got licensed by Common, and they were going to do a board game with Common for Degenesis, and I think that all fell apart. I think that literally
because Common fell apart.
Right. Yeah, I don't think that's even on the list of things they're going to try to fulfill. I think that was a canceled project. So I don't know the state of their Degenesis setting. So I think they're really heavily focusing into this. Yeah, but from looking at it and my little bit of kind of messy explanation, how do you feel? Is this interesting? I mean, because this is a German studio, and so they're European and they've got this idea, but this feels very New World Americas. So,
totally.
Yeah. So do they know how to handle this very sensitively, or?
So, yeah. So I could see this. This looks cool to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I could also see it running into that sort of internet problem of
right.
Somebody getting offended. Because I'm looking through the art, it's amazing art. And there's one picture of an orc guy who looks like he's wearing Aztec headdress. And it's like, oh, someone might get mad about that. But these other orcs that are riding like hyenas, it looks like, they just look kind of like, I guess pale orcs. They don't look overtly like there's anyone could say, oh, cultural appropriation or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I think if they handle it respectfully, I'm super intrigued by this idea, though. Like, just listening to what you're saying and looking at this website, my brain's already like, oh, what if you ran a campaign where everyone had characters in two separate groups, one each side, right? And you would have sessions or adventures with one group, and then you'd flip to the other group, and you come in at things from the opposite sides.
Yeah.
And you could move the timeline ahead and have all kinds of political stuff going on. But it's on both sides, you know what I mean? Like, you could eventually get to the point where your group A characters are actively trying to thwart the efforts of your group B characters. You know what I mean? Right. Like, and it's like, well, that's intriguing. I don't think I've ever heard of that idea before. So, yeah, I mean, I think it looks really cool. Really, really interesting. That could be because they are European. No offense to any of our European viewers or, our couple of players are from Europe. But they do kind of, it's because they're in a different place and they're a little removed from things. So they do once in a while do things that feel to an American like, ooh, I really wish you hadn't said that. For instance, I got some random English dude really pissed at me one time because I made a comment on social media that I was like, I really wish Brits would learn to stop calling Native Americans Red Indians. Like to this day, some Brits say Red Indians, and I'm like, oh God, So it's little things like that where they're not necessarily intentional, but because they're kind of removed from things a little bit, they just sort of blunder into them. So it could be a little bit of a minefield for them to navigate, but if it's high quality and it's well designed and there's nothing stupid in there, like an orc wearing a sombrero, then it'll probably be cool.
I was I guess they didn't want to overload you with like new, because already like the I couldn't keep the name of the planet, the name of the continent, the name of the people, separated. Those were just a few new invented words, and I guess they didn't want to go totally into the flora and fauna of this, because you got to be careful because then it just becomes Avatar, it just becomes stupid like Avatar. So that's something they need to be aware of. Is this is going to look like Avatar, like a less lush Avatar. But I played the demo for the video game, and the clans are just earth animal clans, and there's not really an explanation for that, but there's like the hyena clan and the snake clan and the spider clan or whatever. Like, well, wait, what? So this is a parallel world where the undiscovered continent had the same animals that the Americas had, and they should have because there's enough in that fantasy, and also because it's kind of fantasy sci-fi almost. There would be enough of that to make it alien and make this is the fast animal, this is the flying animal, whatever, but make it like tribes that have this kind of fake North American or American theming and stuff was kind of weird. The animals that they chose, and it's like, that's not different
instead
enough.
Of going more fantastical.
And it just felt like, well, you're just saying these are Europeans, these are and also it's getting the noble savage and making them orcs. Really? Didn't we already talk about this? Orcs. Orcs are not equivalent to any human.
Yeah, it's all rooted in their initial idea, right, of orcs being a evolutionary branch of humanity.
Right.
So, if you maintain that context,
yes,
it's probably workable and fine. But the more real world you make it, the more risk you're taking, I guess.
Right.
And I kind of get why, because they are obviously trying to do some kind of analogy to colonial exploitation of the New World, and the conflicts between the indigenous peoples and colonizers. So I get where they're going with that. I don't think it needs to be super on the on the head, kind of like, this is what we're doing, kind of like, it's the same as why Dune wasn't good enough. What's his name? Frank Herbert had to write Dune Messiah.
Yeah.
Just because people didn't get who the bad guys were in the first book.
Right.
So he had to hand them this short book that was basically a blunt instrument. He kills millions of people. Do you understand now? You know?
Right.
So if they can avoid that kind of thing, then cool.
Yeah, and I didn't
We'll see.
Yeah. It's already got a lot of support because it's just a gorgeous project. So yeah, let alone forget about the the maybe problems with the setting, but I didn't read it enough to know if this maybe is like an alternative Earth, like if this just is just like some kind of alternative evolution. So the Americas are called something different when that happened, and the animals would exist there anyhow. So I'm not sure if this is just like alternative Earth or like weird weird evolution Earth that they're trying to do. So that's why things have the direct correlation. And maybe that's what they were trying to avoid, is if they just have those recognizable animals and settings, then it isn't Avatar. It's not, wacky space. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know how fantastical it gets? Like, is there like magic and stuff?
I didn't. Yeah, there wasn't anything in anything I read or the game that talks about, but I'm sure there is, if they, depending on how they go with the orcs, if they'll do like spirit world and shaman, there was a shaman character in the one village. So yeah, they will have some sort of mysticism, but I'm not sure if it's going to be, something that, is a playable, how playable that will be. But yeah, but it's a lot of content already, and they're ready to deliver it immediately. Like it's done, so you just have to decide how lavish you want your volume to be. If you're happy with a PDF or you want this insanely gorgeous, art piece, which is what a lot of their, Degenesis stuff started to become. Like they would do these releases and they were just these gorgeous art books that were just like this object. They weren't even, you didn't have to think of it like a game book. It was just like a slip cover and all this like gorgeous embossing and metallic and foils and things. It's like, yeah, they really did some nice releases for Degenesis. So I think that's what they're thinking with this as well. And I don't know go ahead.
Oh, so I'm looking at the Kickstarter and I'm having a hard time telling. Is this all just the lore and art and such?
Yes.
Or is the game actually in here somewhere?
I don't think the game is. Yeah, I don't think there's no game yet. I think.
Okay.
It is hard. Yeah, it is hard to understand. From this campaign. And I think if you've been following, because Orken's been in development for a while, so if you've been following it and you're a fan of SIXMOREVODKAs, you probably know, but somebody coming to this, without following the progress of this project, this may be a bit confusing. It's like, okay, this is just all setting. So it's going to be fiction based in this world. It's going to be, kind of lore and, just descriptions of areas and cultures and things, but then also letters and formal documents amongst the invaders' government and things. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see if what kind of sense that gives you of the world, and if you want to read that much about the setting before playing in it, or if it's more interesting to make it your own. But this is they're calling this just a big multimedia project, and they're already. I'm not sure what the release date is for it, but the video game is coming out as well, which I'm not crazy. I mean, they take the look of the illustrations and replicate them okay, but it's that cell shaded kind of 3D, so it's okay. It doesn't quite do justice to what they are able to do in the illustrations, but but it's a way to actually like play a story in this world directly, and it's the Orken, it's from the Orken perspective right away. So yeah, interesting. I'm not sure how I feel. I mean, it's gorgeous, but I'm not sure how much I'd want to dive into the world, or just I'd like to see what they're doing. But yeah, I don't know. It's going to be beautiful. Beautiful products is what they're going to do, but I don't know if we're ever going to get there. But like you're saying, though, that is so compelling to have two sides that have different aesthetics and will have this clash, and to have player characters on both sides would be very, very interesting.
Yeah.
So we will see. All right. Well, the $1 Million Crowdfunding Club has a new member, and I do not know why. So I don't think Orken is to $1 million, which is a shame because it's a beautiful, beautiful project, and there's producing some expensive books. But Pumpkin Spice has reached $1 million on BackerKit crowdfunding. So I think Free League, it's Dragonbane Trudvang has done this as well, but I don't understand why a magical cozy RPG that makes you all play as witches and you're basically just drinking cappuccinos and eating biscuits. I don't know why this is so out of control. It's got, I guess maybe there's a popular illustrator that's working on it. So maybe, and it's being done. So similar to how the Two Little Mice did that kind of Japanese RPG, kind of tribute to kind of classic Japanese with, was it called Eternity Blade, something Blade? But but this feels very similar to that. It's an Italian publisher that's going to produce this, that is printing this game both in Italian and English. But the whole setting is very cozy. So you're going to play a coven of witches that run a magical cafe protecting the fount of magic from those who would corrupt it. And they're going all in. Like, this campaign has not only 2 game books, a rule book and an adventure book, but custom essence dice, notebooks, bags, t-shirts, cards, and even a vinyl record of the sound of the radio station that would be playing in the cafe, or the types of music, that would be on the turntable in the cafe as a vinyl record, which you can also get as MP3s, of course.
Yeah.
So run a magical cafe, protect the world's magic, and tell the story one latte and a couple of D6s at a time. Ouch. It's so sweet. It's making my teeth hurt. But a narrative first. So Pumpkin Spice, a narrative first, character driven, cozy tabletop with illustrations by Sims Art. So that may be, and it's very, so they're talking about the inspirations are Kiki's Delivery Service, Legends and Lattes, and Coffee Talk. So I guess some indie RPGs, as well as Japanese animation. And it is very Japanese anime, a little sexier because it's, I think the illustrator is either, it could be Asian, but maybe doesn't live in Asia. So the characters are, a little more tatted up, a little bit more Suicide Girl looking. That's a really dated statement. I'm looking at the website, the BackerKit site.
Yeah. Like, literally one of the book covers is just missing like an upskirt shot by like an inch.
Yeah, it's
okay. There's people backing this for different reasons.
I think. Yeah, that may be true. Yeah, I think it's maybe a European artist like trying to do the Japanese aesthetic, but the shot of the panties and the different poses and stuff are very are a little telling. But so it's cozy but a little sexy, and we don't know the age of these witches, so I'm a little worried about how this all goes together.
Danger.
But the system is a simple low prep D6 system. They're going to give you custom dice with just little icons on them, but it's a D6 plus an additional D6 per trait level, maximum of 4D6 on rolls. You have essences in the game, but the cozy focus means they want storytelling, managing the cafe, interacting with patrons rather than combat.
Little ghost cats, apparently.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to make some generalizations here, and I apologize in advance.
Okay.
This is very like twee, so there's definitely like a younger audience that would be into that, but it's also going to attract some preverts.
Yeah. Yeah, it strays into sexy cute, a little too much. But the magical girl, Japan has always kind of had that problem because that magical girl genre is always that. It's just like she was born sexy yesterday kind of thing, where she is just young and very attractive, and this is wrong in a lot of ways. But she's over 1,000 years old because she's some kind of magical being. There'll be a solo mode, and their stretch goals will be unlocking new cozy tales and lots of cards and stuff. I mean, the art is nice. It looks like it's well produced. It's just the tone is odd, but I think it really, of course, hit exactly what some people wanted, like maybe people that are fans of this artist and all the the social media witches. I think there's TikTok witches now casting spells in their little short videos and stuff. So it definitely hits a chord with people that want to play this kind of game. I almost want to force you guys to make magical witches just to see how this goes. But
hey, we played Daggerheart. We can take cozy. We can take cozy to the next level.
Yeah, right. We'll make it a disease that infects your mind. Yeah.
But if we play it online, we won't be able to use their cool gel dice with the sparkles in them.
I know. Yeah, that's the hard part, is all the cool stuff. I can't believe they're making a vinyl record for an RPG. That's crazy. Not since Morkborg has that happened. But
it looks super light and narrative. Like, I'm looking at these dice, because the dice are proprietary. They all have, they're just symbols that represent emotions, characters, ingredients, and events to effortlessly introduce new elements into the story and resolve actions. So it feels like it's very like Genesis narrative kind of thing, but probably way less crunchy than Genesis even. You know?
Roll to find out what flavor your muffin is. That's good stuff. But yeah, there's a quick start on the on there. I think as of this recording, they may have already finished. Sometimes they do late pledges on BackerKit that are open for a while, but it just finished, and it just it blew through there. I think it was 1,000 euros, or I'm sorry, 1,000,000 euros, not even dollars, because it's an Italian studio. But yeah, good quality. It's probably going to be nice quality production because it's Italian. They're going to want things to look nice and represent the art well. But yeah, I don't understand why this is so insanely popular. There's definitely factors that we're not seeing, or maybe not aware of, maybe immune to.
It's funny. Yeah, it's totally like cozy's really hot. So that's a thing. The art, definitely, there's going to be people that are into that aesthetic. So that's a thing. It's really funny to me because literally it's just another game that I've always wanted to play, but turned the wrong way on the dial, right? Because there's this game called Jiangxi Blood in the Banquet Hall, which is about a family who run a Chinese restaurant. A family of like immigrants to America, or maybe the children are born in America, whatever. But I think it's set in the 50s, 40s. I'm not sure. But during the day, you're running the restaurant and dealing with the problems of running a Chinese restaurant, right? And at night, you're fighting horrible, hungry ghosts and shit that are trying to destroy your restaurant. And I was like, I always wanted to play that. So this is just like turning it to the cuteness style the wrong way for me.
Right.
But like I get why some people would be into this.
Yeah, so this is published by Acheron Games, an Italian publisher that did Broncolonia, Arcana, and Inferno previously. So they've got a track record. And I wonder how many, of the indie people that post on itch.io, that have done cozy games and like, I've been doing cozy games for like 10 years. And these guys come in and make $1 million off of their Witch Cafe game. I think that's got to be a little shocking to some of the people that have been rolling around in this this genre for a while. But yeah, it's interesting. The Italians are really showing their anime influence. Maybe just the younger generation. Everyone's drawing magical anime girls. All right. What's that?
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
We're right at the end of the segment. I'm meandering. You would have a better perspective on this, but I just wonder, like, is anime just been sort of spread really thin, and is it necessarily a Japanese thing anymore? Because, like, kind of killed by its own popularity around the world kind of thing?
It's weird because anime is an aesthetic and a thing that you're into, and there's all animation is basically anime, so there's not like different styles of animation in Japan. There was, for a while, a little bit of like some indie stuff and some experimental filmmakers did animation, but anime is, the genre of entertainment, animated entertainment. But the Japanese are very, they're very sensitive to the look and the feel, the tropes and everything. And a lot, when it gets exported, is so lost in translation that when it gets regurgitated by non-Japanese, even Koreans and Chinese, they don't do it right. Like just like a Godzilla movie, like Hollywood Godzilla movies always suck. And it's because they don't get it. They don't get the genre. You don't have to put a person in a rubber suit. You just have to know what you're dealing with as far as that genre. But anime has gotten, because of, the internet and social media and stuff, so out of control popular. And even like, it's eclipsed, like manga has eclipsed American comic production. A single volume of a Japanese manga outsells the entire industry, in America. So, but it's a really specific aesthetic, and foreigners can work in animation studios and kind of learn the look and the aesthetic. But if you don't have Japanese directors, if you don't have Japanese character designers, project heads working on it, it's not anime, and it just is wrong. And there's a lot of this stuff that's like celebrating or influenced by those styles. There's a French studio that really heavily, that even had a office in Tokyo that was really heavily influenced by that, but it's still foreign stuff. Like, Japanese are really, really sensitive to that aesthetic, and they only love their own stuff. Like, you can enjoy Disney or whatever, but it's still foreign stuff. It's still not your thing, and it's that style. And for me, it's so codified and so repetitive. Like, sometimes watching anime, it's just like, do they just plug this into software? It's like the same animations, the same facial expressions again and again, the same voices again and again and again. But that's it. It's just like, it's locked into this thing. So always, if you've ever watched, I'm going on a tangent now too, but if you ever watched the anime television series, especially from like the 70s or 80s, it takes the idea of the formula, like every episode is identical. Like the exact same things happen. You start at 0, you end at 0, and it just happens every week. So it's like McDonald's, you know exactly how it's going to taste before you even smell it. Anime is just like trying to satisfy this very specific thing. So
they discovered the filler episode. And,
right. Yeah. So I don't think, there's always going to be people, inspired, but they're never going to be able to make anime outside of Japan, because if the Chinese and the Koreans can't do it, that nobody has any hope of doing it. It's not, it's just a thing. It's a cultural thing.
So I think that's kind of saying what I was thinking, just in you're using better words for it. I feel like anime outside of Japan, or not even anime, the art and animation that it has inspired is just fundamentally different. And everyone outside of Japan would point at and say that's anime, or it's anime inspired, where the Japanese probably would be like, oh God, no, that's not anime.
right.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like they birthed the thing out into the world outside of Japan, but then they completely lost control of it. You know?
Well, it's very, we could do a whole episode talking about these weird aesthetics, but it's so lost in translation, because if you don't get what they're trying to do, so Japanese people don't have outbursts. They don't have emotional freakouts. The only time you can cry in front of someone is if you lose at a sporting event, like if you lose a game in a sport at the Olympics or a ping pong match or something. That's the only time you can cry in front of somebody. So emotional outbursts are super suppressed. So the emotional outbursts of characters in anime are an internal thing. It's funny to Japanese because it never happens, and that for that character in that story, that's an internal thing that's going on. They're not saying that out loud. They're not making that face. It's an internal feeling. But lost in translation, that's gone out into the world, and all of the people on various spectrums and everything that love to be weird and the LOL, so random kind of people just shouting things and doing weird things and screaming random stuff. They think, oh, that's Japanese. That's a Japanese style. That's what Japanese people do. It's like, no, that's the thing. That's why it's funny and interesting to them, because they never do that.
You're describing a subtlety I've never picked up on. Like, so you're saying every time the silly character in an anime like freaks out and like they do that weird like arms down and it looks like their feet are floating and they're just like yelling like crazy. You're telling me from the Japanese perspective that's more like an internal monologue kind of thing?
Yeah, it's like a totally insane, like, you could have that in only on stage in a comedy show. That's not how people interact with each other.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's an absurdist kind of thing.
And it's kind of just representing an emotion. Yeah, it's just to represent like an internal, I could never say this, but oh my God. And that's why a lot of the times it's an aside, like they'll turn their head and their eyes will go dark and they'll mumble some weird thing. It's like they're kind of like soliloquies, like Shakespearean soliloquies.
Like a Shakespeare,
It's not actually happening, but people, and especially I think a lot of the, English dubbing and maybe even subtitling misunderstands it and tries to put it in more of a Western context. So it's supposed to be happening, that's supposed to actually be what they said or what they did. And so people latch onto that, and it's a total lost misinterpretation and lost in translation. So then when they make stuff online that is inspired by that or is a tribute to that, it comes out really weird. Yeah, it just very, very strange.
So then by that logic, all those episodes of Dragon Ball Z that I hate, where it's just two characters staring at each other and having these internal monologues for almost the whole episode.
That happened in half a second.
That is more realistic to the Japanese. Like that's more like a real world thing.
Oh yeah, because
it's all going on in their head.
Yes, exactly. When they're not doing anything, and you're just getting their thinking and their kind of like preparation. Just because the action is going to be one sword swing, one sword strike. Okay, interesting. We've gone on a tangent here, but that's really interesting to me. Yeah, so stuff inspired by this, tattoos are getting popular, but they're not as, every young person in Japan like they are in the West. So showing these Japanese style magical girl tattooed witches is a little odd. That's an odd combination of, especially that ignorant style tattooing where it's just like copy paste clip art. There's no design to it. That is very Western.
Yeah, and that's kind of like I was saying. I think like as much as we would say it's anime inspired, it is definitely removed from anime. It's lost the plot if you're from a Japanese point of view. Okay.
Yeah, and I think it's I think that's just the cute aesthetic. A lot of artists cling to make but it makes them look childish, but it does make the female characters cute. All right. Well, what is going on? Back to Wizards of the Coast, where we began. So there was an announcement that Renegade Game Studios, the wonderful publishers of Transformers and G.I. Joe and Power Rangers RPGs that the world loves dearly, they are taking over the physical publication of the Exodus role-playing game, and it's going to happen this year. The video game, which all inspired this whole setting and world and everything, is still not coming out until next year, so 2027. But this year, we're going to get, Archetype Entertainment, working with Wizards of the Coast, or I guess it's owned by Wizards of the Coast, is tried to make this original IP, this original sci-fi IP. And first they put that into a video game, which looks like kind of Temu Mass Effect. And they've already released this RPG. Like if you subscribe to their email list, they already produced physical books as a reward for like paying attention to their email updates. 2 years ago, like 2 years ago, there's 2 books that they released. Yeah. They did a player's manual and an encyclopedia of the world. And But Renegade has announced that this August they're going to produce the Traveler's Handbook, not that Traveler, the Exodus Traveler's Handbook, and the Creature Catalog. So I guess their monster manual, their bestiary. So in August, these are going to come out the same way that Renegade also does Vampire the Masquerade and the World of Darkness line. So they handle the physical distribution and production of those. But don't, aren't designing them. And I think Renegade, design-wise, is just a bunch of contractors anyhow. There's no studio. Just the logistics.
That's why they have editing problems.
You're right. Just the logistics of the publishing thing. So, of course, we know the Exodus RPG uses 5e as its underlying engine. It's a little different, but not much. And this is all the baby, the dream of James Olin, who worked for BioWare for a long time. He worked on Baldur's Gate all the way up to the last Mass Effect game. So he stepped down recently from the video game, said, I've done as much as I can do as far as the setting. You've got that. Finish the game. And he is staying on as a consultant, but he's mainly focused on the tabletop role-playing game, I guess, because he wants to be retired. So kind of the early adopters and people that signed up on the website already have that book, but here it comes to retail by Renegade. So I hope the quality is okay. I guess they've done a final edit on it, so they're not going to be changing much aside from the Renegade logo is probably going to be added to the back of the book. But yeah, so what? Do they not? This is just done. They don't care about this anymore. Whatever. It's. Well,
they don't mention it ever. Like after it came out, like. When have you seen a news article about Wizards' plans for Exodus or nothing?
Yeah.
This is literally like Wizards filled a bag with their dirty socks and underwear and said, "Here you go, Renegade. Deal with that."
Yeah, I don't know who's waiting to buy this or anything, and if they're not going to connect it, like if it's not even going to be mentioned anywhere, I mean, are they waiting for the game to come out first? They think the game is going to be so popular that it's going to then make people, how can I play this on the tabletop? Where can I find those books? It's very odd. Yeah. So maybe it just got lost, just the same way that Sigil and, their other ambitious stuff, just like, because they've closed down, they've shut down a number of video game projects and studios that they had developing stuff. So yeah, maybe they just overreached or thought that they could, didn't really realize maybe what was involved as far as timeline and investment in video game production. But we'll see.
The initial release for the video games says 2027.
Yes.
So we're still a year away from the video game happening. And Renegade is signing deals to publish this role-playing game. Oh, man. They must be hard up or something.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, and this was another Gamma Expo announcement in Renegade's presentation. They said, hey, and we've got Exodus, that game you've all been waiting for. Yeah, they keep releasing trailers for it, and it just looks less and less interesting. Like they're not doing anything amazing with the time dilation thing. Mm-hmm. It's just like they're got to minimize it to make it not go out of control, because it could totally disrupt any kind of storytelling in a video game. So
it'd be, every other game would have to be like a new session 0 almost. Like
right. Okay, so who's dead and who's still alive? And
what happened to your great grandfather again? It's funny you mentioned the guy stepping down because he was tired or whatever. Like, just based on what I read about the game and some of the game pages, I was like, he's stepping down because he's tired of entering ChatGPT prompts.
Right. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. It's not inspired at all. It just feels like, oh yeah, we can kind of do it like this. But Chris Cox did do some amazing cosplay, as an alien in Exodus. We all saw that. Yeah.
You shared a clip on one of the weeklies, didn't you?
Yes. He was amazing. But it's weird. It's weird what they're getting behind and what they're abandoning. And this seems to be, well, I guess we'll find out when it's actually released, if they're going to do marketing, leading up to it. But why release the books now? Why not just hold it until there's actually something that would inspire, because the book's not going to inspire people to play the video game. I think
it never works that way. It never works that way.
It's only going to go backwards. But they have produced 2 novels as well. They hired a sci-fi writer to write 2 full-length novels in this setting as well. But they've got Magic the Gathering money. They can waste millions before they're like, okay, let's not.
You see, Jeremy, Dungeons and Dragons and its license are a franchise, so right. We're going to have our fingers in lots of different pies, and we'll be working with lots of third parties and blah, 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 blah.
That's right. I forgot. Yeah, Dungeons and Dragons is now McDonald's. You can buy in. Wow.
Would you like some time dilation with that?
Oh, man. So that is going to do it for this week. So where can people find you, Matt?
I'm exclusively on Blue Sky now in the social verse. And our Discord, of course. It's at Hargald, HAARGALD. Where, let's see, what gaming stuff. I've recently been talking about how Mahjong completely stumps me still. My local gaming group has been some of us have been trying to learn Mahjong, and some of us are not trying very hard. But yeah, I'm over there. It's cool. I'm on the Discord, so become like a YouTube member or a Patreon, and you can come hang out with us on the Discord and listen to us rant about Star Frontiers and stuff.
Nice.
How about you?
Hey, so I draw a single panel gag cartoon that you can read on GoComics, so gocomics.com/domestic abuse. And I also have a YouTube channel and a Twitch channel that I did some streams of drawing earlier cartoons that you can find. But yeah, so check that out. And also, rcharvey.com is a website I edited for a long time. So it was a subscription site. It's open now as an archive. So check out the writing of RC Harvey about cartooning and comics history. But if you like what we're doing here on the weekly, consider becoming a weekling. You can do that at patreon.com/upturntable. And that'll let us know what you want to see more of on the weekly, more or less Exodus talk as the release date grows nearer. And and give us your thoughts on what Wizards of the Coast could possibly be doing with this digital first D&D. But you can join for as little as $1. The weekling tier lets us know that you're watching the show and interested in what we're doing here. There's also exclusive content on both Patreon and for YouTube members of lore videos and audiobooks and all kinds of good things. And when we do an actual play, we'll put things all together in one big file for you to be able to listen to for members and patrons. And visit upturntable.com for basically everything we're doing is all together there, and Upturned Table on all social media. So that will do it for this week. We'll be back tomorrow with some more old school essentials and see if we can find that princess and kill her or whatever we plan on doing. So thanks for watching and listening, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Goodbye. Thanks for watching and listening, everybody. The chat is all full. Good to see Clarion and Arturo's there. Just to fight about video games.
Nice. I think he hasn't commented in a minute. He might be playing Marathon now.
Oh, nice. Oh, so is that are they doing like the stress test beta thing now, or is it officially released?
Well, they had this thing called the Server Slam.
Oh, that's right.
That was last week.
Okay.
And then now I don't know if it's the actual general release or it's a beta, but yeah, somehow people are still playing it, so I don't know.
Cool.
But that's okay, because I'm playing the superior Arc Raiders.
That thing better go on sale. I want to try that, but not for $40.
Dude, I'd really like to have someone to play duos with. Because now that Will's a monk, he doesn't play anymore.
Oh, okay.
And I was playing with you remember Andre, and we did some 3-player matches because you can do solo, duos, or trios.
Okay.
And you get put into a lobby with the same team composition, 1, 2, or 3. And Andre, he's like a power gamer.
Yeah.
And he's just like always ahead of me, like so far ahead of me. Because one of the cool things about playing as a team is like, hey, what do you need? I have that. I'll bring that in and I'll give it to you or whatever. And like he never needed anything ever. And I'm like, dude, you're making me feel pretty useless here right now. But anyway, they just did the expedition, right? Which is their wipe mechanic.
Right.
So you start your levels over, you lose almost everything. You lose all your shit, and you lose all your progression on like your little workshop.
Oh, wow.
And based on how much money in physical, like liquid cash and assets you had when the wipe happened, you get like skill points to start the new round with.
Oh, cool. Okay.
With the maximum was only 5, which I know you haven't played, but that's not a lot. But so I did that. So I started my 5 skills, which was kind of cool actually, because there was stuff I did on the skill tree the first playthrough that I regretted at the end. Like I was like, oh man, if I had only done this, because it's got a level cap, like 75 is the top level. And so once you hit that, you can't progress on the skill tree anymore, Oh,
right. Yeah. You're getting all the points to spend you're going to get.
And there's literally this one skill on one of the branches of the skill tree that is called a security breach. And every once in a while, you'll find these like locked cases that are a security breach. And if you don't have that skill, you can't open them. And they always have they typically have good stuff in them. Right. So like there have been plenty of games where like I'm running around because I'm in really friendly lobbies, because they have that whole algorithm where if you don't shoot people, you're much more likely to be put into lobbies with people who don't want to shoot people,
Right.
So I only ever shot people in defense. And so like I was in very friendly lobbies. So there were many times where I'm like, I go into like a high security area where it's supposed to have really good loot, and I'll come on one of those security breaches and I'll just run back outside, and I'll be using the proximity chat. I'll be like, does anybody have a security breach? I will share things with you.
Nice.
It was fun. But yeah, it's a really cool game. And so I watched some analysis comparing the two, right?
Oh, Marathon and
Marathon and Arc Raiders.
Okay.
And so, in addition to me just hating the aesthetics of Marathon, it has a very much shorter time to kill ratio, which is not a thing before I'd played an extraction shooter I'd ever thought about. But the simple fact is, if you get jumped and shot in by another player in Arc Raiders, they're probably going to kill you just because they got the first shot in. but not guaranteed, right? Because you have shields. You can like dodge and tumble around, and you can, if you get behind some cover, you could try to bandage yourself really quick or whatever. But apparently in marathon, like you get dropped way faster. And so, not that on its face is a bad thing. What it does though is it makes people just assume they're going to play PvP, right? Because it's so lethal that like shoot first or die first, you know, like you choose. And
the prisoner's
that's not
dilemma.
really my thing.
Right.
If I want to do that, I'm going to play Battlefield or something like that.
Right.
You know. But anyway, I digress. I'm enjoying it a lot. I keep meaning to try the stream thing.
Oh, sure.
It just never seems to be a good time, but I want to. Like I'm all the way back up to level 20 again already after the wipe.
Oh wow.
Like the other cool thing about doing the wipe is you come back the next time around and you know, like I'm not gonna mess around with this. I'm not gonna mess around with this. I know what I need. I'm gonna go get the thing I need and not screw around. I'm not gonna keep 50 rubber ducks in my storage. Right. Because it looks cool, because there's this whole thing where if you can look at your raider sitting in his little like bedroom or whatever, and randomly spread out around the room will be stuff that you have that you've acquired.
Right.
So the more rubber ducks you have, the more rubber ducks you're going to see in that image, you know? I did that the first playthrough, and this time I'm like, nope, sell those rubber ducks. They're worth 1,000 ARC bucks each one. I'll just sell those stupid things.
Nice.
But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I could totally see a pretty neat like homebrew role playing game in that setting, like because there would be potential to have like the below ground sector where the survivors live have its own kind of like political stuff and maybe like gang rivalries and, you know, stuff like that going on.
Right.
And then top side is a whole nother experience because you're just trying to survive, get loot and get home, you know? So like, I could totally see that being like a cool, like little homebrew TTRPG experience.
That's cool. Yeah, I bet.
You know, kind of like Fallout with all the mutation bullshit taken away.
Right. Yeah. And the mystery of like, what is sending all that all those robots.
Yeah. That would be one thing. You'd either have to fill in the gaps that they're leaving with that, or just keep it real vague.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because they may answer those questions. Eventually.
Use Twilight 2000 rules, Arturo says. Yeah, absolutely.
That would work well. Yeah.
You could do that. Like just looking at that little Star Wars thing that those people did. Like, I think you could tweak Twilight 2000 to work for that for sure. You just have to decide how you're going to do the rules for the Ark, you know, the big robots and stuff. But other than that, yeah, you could totally do that. It'd be cool.
Oh, that's very cool.
Oh, speaking of which, it occurred to me while you were talking earlier, and I didn't say it. I meant to. That game, Orken?
Yes.
Doesn't it look like, looking at the books and stuff on the backer kit and the covers and, I don't know, maybe even the colors, it looks like the same kind of vibe as that, the Deathmatch Island stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
like
that's true. Yeah.
I don't know. I just got a vibe from it. I was like, oh, yeah, that kind of reminds me of Deathmatch Island.
No, it does that very, very high design. And it's not like, you know, trying to look like of that time period or something. It's very slick and very sharp. Yeah. It's an interesting aesthetic because the character designs and everything are very organic and intricate and interesting. But yeah, they have this really hard graphic look for a lot of the cover aesthetics and stuff. Yeah. Yeah. I still haven't. I can't figure out how I'm feeling about that. I'd like to, you know, maybe get the PDFs or something and just go through it a little bit. Although, you know, if it's written by non-English writers, then sometimes the translations are a little bumpy, or sometimes they don't read very smoothly. So I don't know how many, if I want to read 300 pages, in non-native English. So that kind of stuff is tricky. But yeah, I still don't understand like what they're doing with the setting, and if this is just alternative Earth, alternative history Earth or something. Yeah.
Well, you can see little images of the maps. It's definitely not Earth,
Okay.
like in a physical way. Mm-hmm. Like it's a different world, it looks like. But the way my brain works, I don't think I would back this, because like I like reading like game lore and stuff. But if it's just the lore and I don't know that I get to then go play a game with it,
right.
I feel like I would pay for it and then just not follow through and read all of it. You know what I mean? Like,
right. You'd have some really gorgeous.
Quark's here. Hi, Quark.
Hi, Quark. You have some nice orange and black volumes on your shelf, but never quite.
Yeah, it'd look nice, but it'd be like the stack of books I haven't read yet. You know, like.
Yeah, and they really went into producing some very artistic stuff for Degenesis. So and that's why I was surprised that they chose Kaman to do a board game version, because it seems like they're kind of taking a step down in like production quality and design. It's just going to be that Kaman plastic, and they do okay with a lot of their paper and card stuff and boards, but nothing close to the production values that SIXMOREVODKA does. So that was odd, to see that. But I think they're maybe trying to get mainstream that setting a little bit more, because it was a really interesting setting with politics and a very new take on post-apocalypse. But
that's where I knew that from. Did you can get all the Degenesis stuff on Alchemy? I knew that from somewhere.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. That would be that's gorgeous art. So that'd be great assets to play. Yeah, if we've got Degenesis on Alchemy. Yeah, we should give that a shot sometime. It's a really it's very different from what you'd expect. Like the nations that survived and how they styled them and everything is very cool. Very good.
So it's kind of a post-apocalyptic kind of deal.
Yeah. And not everybody survived, and like the way the nations rebuilt themselves is very unique. And there's a lot of politics, a lot of but I don't know if that gets into the kind of ground level of the RPG, but the background. I think they maybe did the same thing they're doing with Orken. They did a lot of development of the setting. Like there's a lot of content for what's going on in the setting, and then the game itself. And I wonder though, when you're doing that, like, because I was just thinking of that when you were kind of riffing on how you could play that game. It's like, what if that's not how you play the game? And then what if you're constantly fighting the game system the whole time, and you want to do something in the setting that is and you want to make it your own, so you want to make changes in the setting that's not part of their lore, that's not part of what they've established. It's going to be a weird kind of tension or some disappointment. So I wonder if over-developing a setting is actually such a good thing. Being suggestive may, kind of vague and suggestive may help in RPGs.
I think they must have a good relationship with Alchemy, because they're literally a little Orken slide ad for it in their marketplace right now.
Oh, nice. Oh, to go to the Kickstarter? Oh, that's cool. I hope.
I guess so.
I hope the game comes out soon, and I wonder if it's going to be the Degenesis system, or if they're coming up with a whole new system for it. But yeah, that would be cool. Wow. So we're not getting woke Dark Sun? Is that what you're telling me? So Arturo's yes.
No,
Arturo's
no, because if you really look at like. It's not anything about woke or not woke. It's a money thing, and they're gonna crunch the numbers and see that there's not a big enough player base to allow them to show growth, which is all a public company cares about.
Right. And
it'll never happen.
And that was the same mistake in the for TSR at the time that Dark Sun and everything came out, Spelljammer and everything came out, is it was dividing the player base into these like worlds that they wanted to play in. So they would do these releases and only a certain number of people would buy them because they're playing Forgotten Realms or they're playing Greyhawk. They're not interested in Dark Sun. Yeah, there was like they started to do these really cool box sets that we have a lot of nostalgia for. But yeah, that was actually a mistake, like money wise for publishing, and probably was part of the reason they started to get themselves in trouble because they're printing too much stuff. They were getting that advance money from the publishers from Random House. They're getting advance money, and then the books weren't selling, and they're being returned, and then they had to refund them for everything that was returned. So yeah, I don't know. It'll be funny, and that may be why they don't want to go too much further into physical stuff. They'll let Beetle and Grimm and all the people that want to do we're really going to do
franchise.
Awesome, we'll really do an awesome version of it. You don't have to worry about the limited edition version of the Dungeon Master's Guide. We've got that covered, and they can just do the digital one. But then you'll buy this like $300 really gorgeous like faux leather bound volume, and then the rules are going to be completely obsolete by the time you even crack the the spine. Very nasty.
Okay, so it's not just an ad. There's a free asset on Alchemy you can claim, and you get articles about the world, including a preview PDF of the Memories of the Car book.
Oh, yeah. Oh, cool.
So they're clearly planning when the game comes out to get this on Alchemy speedy quick, I would say.
Nice.
That's interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. Yeah, it's insane. So what is it? Cinnamon Witches, whatever that was, is $1 million, and Orken, by a company that has a lot of faithful followers, has 166,000. I mean, they still got 20 days to go, but Jesus. That's crazy.
I think there's two reasons for that. One, it's a much more like dark vibe. Like it's more gritty, and that's a totally different thing than what that other thing was. But also there's no game there. It's just
the stuff
about our world. And so that's cutting a lot of, because people who play games, they're going to dump money on something. But since you're not giving them a game,
Yeah, it's interesting the order that they're doing stuff, because they've got the video game is in development. They're doing all this setting stuff, and they've been talking about this for a long time. It's been years of saying our next big thing is Orken, and what is Orken? Oh, the thing I forgot to mention in the podcast, the cool thing that they're doing, because it's books and they're heavy and they got to ship them all over the world. Anybody that goes kind of in big on all 6 books in whatever format, they're giving you a $50 credit to take out of the shipping. So they'll bill you for shipping, but they're going to take $50 off of that for whatever pledge level. Yeah.
That's cool.
To take the bite, because they know it's going to be painful, and they'll take a little bit of that bite out of it. Yeah, because they want to be able to ship it worldwide, not just, only EU or Americas.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was cool. Yeah, it's really tempting. I just want to look at the art. I just want to, but then you got to get the expensive book to see all the art. So yeah, it's funny. Yeah, but the Art Deluxe stuff does look fun. Yeah,
the Degenesis alchemy module looks pretty fleshed out.
Cool. Yeah, we should try that. We should try that game. I've always been curious about it, and that would be a really painless way to set it up and be able to play in it, because Alchemy does such a good presentation. The super bundle is only €400. Should we go for it? It's all 6 books, all 3 variants of all 6 books. So you get the cheap paperback, no in illustrations, the paperback with illustrations, and the hardcover. It's only 6 books, all 6 books, €400. Jeez, oh man. But there's definitely collectors of their stuff. I think there's people that love their aesthetics and everything. So there'll be people buying stuff. Yeah, it's interesting too because there's almost like once the I don't know how long this takes or whatever, but once the orc scourge is kind of established, then the invaders are like, unite against the orcs. We must eliminate the orcs. Don't let them slow us down. Progress. So yeah, it'll be an interesting vantage point shift. So fear of ruin, fear of humiliation, fear of the unknown.
I'll put the alchemy link for their Orken thing in the chat.
Nice.
Because it's free.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, and the demo too. Demo on Steam for the game, which is it's okay. And they're just kind of setting up the story. Yeah, the combat and stuff, it's kind of like, Dark Souls light. It's a lot of like, rolling around and healing up and waiting for big attacks, from big enemies. But yeah, the voice acting
is
it
like
just okay.
Third person kind of thing? Or?
Yeah. It's almost like that same like over the shoulder kind of Dark Souls perspective. And you're just playing the one character. The voice acting was okay. Like they went with kind of American sounding voice actors. I guess, for the English, I'm sure there's a German version or whatever as well. But it was nothing amazing for the voice actors, and they stayed away from going the I am flows like river. They didn't have to do that. So they weren't talking like Native Americans in a 50s cowboy 50s western.
Yeah.
They weren't doing that, but it was a little odd. Yeah, the way they were voiced didn't quite match. Like they would be. Because they've got, orc tusks and stuff. So they'd have a little bit of an affected speech, but they didn't want to, figure out what that was. Yeah. Some really good art, though. Jeez.
Yeah, there's some cool art in there.
Yeah. Damn you, 6 more vodkas. But they're pretty good at keeping their stuff available. It does, like the really nice stuff does sell out. There's a lot of collectors of their stuff. But their website always had a lot of, their web store did well at keeping stuff stocked for Degenesis. Yeah, so cool.
Oh man, Paranoia is on Alchemy now. Sorry, I'm like
Paranoia.
I haven't looked at their marketplace in quite a while.
Yeah, like, and we're both accruing points too, so we get we don't have to pay like the full price. We got some points to spend. Yeah, that would be good. Yeah. That was the thing. That's the whole reason we played Fallout is because Alchemy had such an awesome, awesome set of Fallout digital.
So Paranoia has 8 content warnings.
Oh,
Police violence, corruption, crime, betrayal, constant surveillance, mass arrests, infallible leaders, and dark humor.
Wow.
Dark humor is a content warning?
Look out, the humor gets dark. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Paranoia.
That could be fun to break up the routine.
Yeah, definitely.
And we've got, I'm pretty sure, I think Terry's played Paranoia.
Mm-hmm.
I've played Paranoia. I mean, I'm talking about the old West End games Paranoia.
Yeah, I haven't played it.
I don't think any of the other people we've played with, though, have played Paranoia. I'm willing to bet. Could be very entertaining. Could you imagine Dylan and Abyss in a Paranoia game? It'd be hilarious. We need that kind of content.
Yes, that would be very fun. We should definitely try that. That would be a good thing to fit in.
We'll just have to decide who's going to be the computer. Actually, that'd be a real easy one to go back and forth with because everyone's going to die anyway.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. We could switch off.
Yeah, I never played like an ongoing Paranoia game. It was always a new set of characters and a new adventure. And
Same
if you're only doing it right if they're dead by the end of it, you know.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that would be fun. Yeah, I'll keep my eye on alchemy too. Let's see what else is what else we can get up to. Yeah, and I figured out a way. I've got Foundry working again. I found some tunneler software that'll let me be able to share it. Definitely share it with you.
Okay.
So that'll help. So anything that's that we want to go back to that we originally did on Foundry, or anything we want to start that's got good Foundry modules.
Like Vathin?
Yes, yeah. Vathin's got all its stuff up there. Yeah, and anything that Foundry was included in the crowdfunder, that would be good to be able to go back to it. Yeah, but I still hate switching, especially running a game, switching VTTs. It's so, because you're doing things under pressure and on the fly, and it's like, how do I import an image? Wait, how do I get the sound to play? I hate that extra distraction.
Yeah, and then if you hit a little glitch, like,
oh
my God, we were playing Star Frontiers last night. First of all, the Fog of War hates me.
Yes, same.
It never seems to really work flawlessly.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like, when I gave up and revealed everything, and I was trying to put Dylan's token down, it just got like stuck to my cursor.
Yeah. Yep.
And there was a circle around him that was from the Fog of War tool.
Yes.
that I had turned off.
Right.
Like, I had switched that one because you can switch it between like a measuring tool and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I had switched it back to a measuring tool, but it didn't go away.
Yeah.
And like, it wouldn't drop the freaking token. It was driving me insane. And when you're freaking live streaming the thing, you're like, oh, this is so stupid.
Yeah, that the exact same glitch happened to me when we were doing the sinking tower, the Dragonbane, and I'm trying to drop the guy that's waiting for you on the dock, the guy that makes you the offer of the, and it's like, okay, there is a guy on the dock. I swear to you, there is a guy on the dock. You just can't get him to, the token won't go.
Yeah. VTT's like, I think it's almost going to evolve into a different kind of total role-playing experience. Like, it just, the more granular and tactical you want to get, the more it becomes clear that they're just not completely reliable.
Yeah, that's the frustrating thing with having to share something. So that's why it's it's easier to use, like, stuff that was meant for, kind of corporate, video conferencing, work sharing stuff. It's just a whiteboard and a video conferencing software, and just like, let's just do this. Cause when you're, I mean, it can take away, some of the bookkeeping. It makes it easier for new players. But like we were saying, then you're not, are you playing the game? Because that's what the PC games and the console games are like. They're doing all the math. You're just clicking fight.
Which I should have mentioned in our D&D discussion earlier, but I think if they, especially like, what really tipped me off is when they said they started describing it not as a VTT but a game engine. Then I was like, oh, okay, so they will be the height of that, taking away the rules from the players. Like, they'll be doubling down on that probably.
Yeah, and they've got
hey, Abyss woke up.
Hey, Abyss. They've got slick art assets when they're not using AI, but you're gonna be locked in. I think a lot of these adventures and modules and stuff, they're going to be very homebrew, unfriendly, because why would they want you to not be spending money? So you're not gonna be able to modify anything. You're going to be playing it as it's presented, and not with any variation. So it's gonna be weirdly restrictive, and but that people just may get used to that. Oh, that's how we do this. that's how tabletop role playing happens.
Yeah, but then you're stifling a lot of the creativity. Like, that probably makes sense to them right now, but long term, I think you'll see a decline in your player base.
Yeah, and also
if you go that route.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I wonder what they think third-party developers, unless they're going to get the same treatment, which they won't, unless they're going to get the same treatment for the assets and stuff on D&D Beyond, or whatever this game engine ends up being or feeling like, then they're just going to be second class, and their sales are going to be hurt because of that. People are going to buy first-party stuff, from Wizards of the Coast, from Dungeons and Dragons, and if it's a pain in the ass to import third-party stuff or add things that's not compatible, or you got to do a completely, kind of other thing, so you don't have access to nice assets and stuff, it's going to be weird. They have to be careful about that, because there are some people that still want to support D&D because they can make, it's a big audience, they can make good money producing third-party content. But if digitally there's no good way to share that, that's going to be weird. They're going to be this other class of content developers. They may leave.
Yeah
And I wonder, I'm sure they wouldn't mind hurting drive-through RPG and the digital platforms, but if you're not, what would be the point of buying something from them when, if you buy it through D&D Beyond, you have a PDF and you have it in you have everything unlocked, in that platform. That's really going to be,
but only in that platform.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So I wonder where this is going. Is OneD&D actually going to happen eventually? You will have the OneD&D.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, smash cut to 10 years from now, and D&D is just a video game.
Right.
Just a multiplayer video game.
And there's still $1 million cozy RPGs for the world to enjoy, with natural cotton T-shirts and vinyl records and all that good stuff. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, it's just. I feel like
I feel like that's the kind of game where, like, you'd make these characters who are all witches running a coffee shop, and in the game you'd probably have them all make characters for a role playing game, that they play. You know what I mean? Like
and that would be the fun part. Yeah, not the. Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
but it's saying people no longer have the attention span, need quick interactions. I can even notice with my parents how they are with content consumption. It's far worse with teenagers and young adults. I still think that role-playing games appeal to a creative set of people in a way that other stuff doesn't necessarily. And if you take away those creative tools, you're going to lose some of that player base.
Yeah. Well, the thing I like about role-playing games and shared storytelling is we've got too much like fan fiction, self-insertion, kind of like, erotic fantasy. The bodice ripping romance novels are like the off the charts as far as like the publishing world. That's all people are reading. That's all people are buying anymore. You go into bookstores and they're featuring romance novels as the best sellers. So when you're doing cooperative storytelling with a group, you kind of rein in your bullshit. You want to like do stuff that everybody can enjoy, and it's not just you getting off on whatever stupid story idea. So collaborative stuff makes you, kind of enjoy other people's tastes and opinions, and you're kind of combining things into something you never would have been able to do yourself. So it's this whole other process. Whereas, a lot of people that are, producing, writers or even like, filmmakers and stuff now are getting like that new Wuthering Heights is just it's a really weird, like erotic film made for just, Zoomer women. It's a very odd, like things are getting so specific and so weird in people's like fetishes and tastes. And it's nice when it's, it's opened up and more shared, so that you don't get so into your stuff. And
it's inherently different, right? There's a variety and a creativity there because as a group of people that you don't get in those other outlets. Perfect example, and this kind of ties back to the anime discussion. The other most popular thing at the bookstore right now here is lit RPG.
Oh, right.
Oh my God. And the reason I say it kind of ties into the anime is, well, obviously because it's just ripping off that one genre of anime whose name escapes me right now, but the one where you're in another world and it's a game world and blah blah blah. But also, it's the same goddamn thing over and over and over again. Like it's just they just keep doing it, and I'm just like, oh my God. Like my local game group, a couple of the guys are big into Dungeon Crawler Carl, and so they're also exploring a couple other ones that are, I guess, popular right now. And man, when they start talking about that stuff, my eyes glaze over, and I'm like, so you think this is good, huh? Okay.
Wow. Yeah. It's very strange. It's really strange. And I think, people, I just like, I guess it's like the equivalent of the light novel in Japan, like something that's not going to tax you. There's no themes, there's no philosophy, there's no anything, there's no, history. You don't have to be knowledgeable about anything to read these books. It's just like pure, it's like, it's not even pulp. It's not even titillating like pulp. It's just silly entertainment. So it's like light pulp, So I think there must be a market for that, and people just don't want to, have to think about things or have things stay with them. I think that's probably the more important thing. Like sometimes you see a really good film or you read an amazing passage in a book, and like you're still thinking about it. You're like days later, just like
it's challenged you or something, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's not a kind of entertainment that a lot of people have either the mental time for or whatever. It's just like, let's not go there. So really, really light, weird stuff, which is it's hard to understand.
Well, and I think like there's obviously the corporatists have figured out too that like if they can sell you something that you like and avoid like any like sense of like avoid jarring you or challenging you or putting any consequences to what's there or any stakes, not everyone, but a lot of people will come back for more. And I think D&D is that way now. Like I feel like talk about, because we've talked before, like it's so hard to die in modern Dungeons and Dragons. Right. So, and that's intentional. That's like built in now. Like they don't want you to get mad or sad or have any feelings at all because something bad happened to your character. There's no stakes, there's no consequences. You get to have this little fantasy where no one challenges you in any way, and it's like that there's a segment of people that like that. I get it, but I also weep for the future.
Yeah, very light entertainment. Stupid game's broken. My character died.
Yeah. This isn't balanced. That comes from video games. Video games.
Right.
You gotta balance it, man. It's gotta be balanced. And I think that's why so many people got into Dark Souls and Elden Ring and all that.
Yeah.
Is because it was so not balanced. Like it was so like, well, you just get killed over and over again because you suck.
Right.
It was the exact opposite of what a lot of stuff is.
Yeah, I think they just wanted to buy or sell more replacement game controllers and mouse and keyboards. Yeah,
because they get thrown across the room. Probably sold some TVs too.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. A lot of entertainment is moving in a weird direction. I did something I wanted to ask you about, and we can do it. This might be a good place to do it. Podcast I was listening to, Do Dissonance, was talking about AI and Hollywood.
Mm.
And the one guy came from a theater background, wrote and I think directed a bunch of plays. And he said that the future that he can see happening to Hollywood, like people that actually want to make films anymore, is filmmaking, cinema is going to become like theater. The companies that actually make, thoughtful films, with any sort of artistic merit, are going to have to be 501c, non-profits, and they're just going to have to raise money from the people that want to see the work actually exist. And that Hollywood,
like a much more niche kind of thing.
And because it's going to be, so projecting a film is going to be more of an event. It'll be like a run, like short runs, it'll be more theatrical, how theater is handled. And basically things that play at the Cineplex, and maybe that's even going to disappear, but things that are on your streaming are just going to be AI generated slop. And you're going to be fine with that, because that your expectations are going to get lowered to, such a degree that you just don't even care. It's just background noise. It's a second screen, diversion. And you can there was that one thing that was revealed, I think it was like Matt Damon or somebody that just revealed that, talking to Netflix about writing a script, they said, yeah, but every 30 minutes, one of the characters has to retell the plot of the movie, because we know that's how people watch movies on Netflix. So he's like, I can't have that. Why would I do that? No, but you have to, because that's how it's going to be watched. So it's going to diverge, and there's going to be like filmmaking, and I don't know what's going to happen to the Oscars or whatever. That'll has to go away and turn into something else. But it's going to diverge into just this mass entertainment, and then the stuff that you're really going to have to support and really want to see exist, and that's going to be run like theater companies now. What do you think? Can you imagine that horrible dystopic future?
I think that's a viable projection. It's sad to think about, but yeah. The other side of that too is like, if I don't know if this is something you've ever tried to do, but it is really hard to find a filmed version of a Broadway play. Like,
oh yeah,
you can find Hollywood adaptions of Broadway plays, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
But just a filmed adaptation, a filmed version of a Broadway play, like it's on the stage and they filmed it. Mm-hmm. Mic'd it up really nice, but they just filmed it. It's on the stage.
Right.
Really hard to find those, because they don't want to do that, because they need people to go buy the damn ticket and go see the show, because that's the only way they're going to make any money.
Yeah.
And it'd be really sad if we got to that point too, where it's like this little niche of auteurs who are making real films get a month run in a theater or something, but if you miss that, you never get to see that movie.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No physical media release. Yeah. It's a projection. Yeah. Projection only. Yeah.
Which kind of pairs with their relentless march to destroy physical media. Like, there was a big company, I think it might have been a Japanese company, that makes Blu-ray players that just announced they're not going to make them anymore.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And it's like, I have a Blu-ray player because I own a PlayStation. Like,
right.
I'm starting to think I might need to buy a backup Blu-ray player.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. What could happen? Yeah, and that's I always thought about that. It's like, because when you hear like Hollywood actors that do runs on like off-Broadway plays, and they do a classic, they do a classic role, and I saw him play this character. I was like, I would love to see that. Well, no, you gotta be in New York, and you gotta pay the money.
Or you gotta wait for their road show, which isn't gonna have any of the actors you want to see in it.
Right. Yeah, so that is frustrating, that, and especially like a lot of actors at the end of their career, like once they've kind of stepped back from movie making, the kind of stress and the scheduling of movie making, and do theater, and it's just so hard to see them, and then they're gone. That's it. That's the end of their career.
Yeah.
Yeah, that stuff is crazy. But yeah, but I can just see that like lowered expectation thing of streaming happening, where it's just like, all we complain, that it's so poorly done now, but it can get worse. Like it literally can be worse than it is. Yeah.
Yeah, and all the money behind the AI, like all the companies that are invested in it, they're just constantly pushing around the edges to see what they can get away with. Like, like Super Bowl, Coca-Cola did an AI commercial that looked like shit.
Right. Yeah.
And like, so they're just always trying to try a little more to get us more used to it, I think is.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what we're doing, but we got to keep role playing. That's been the most fun.
Yeah.
And that like has revived, I think we talked about that, revived things that I lost faith in as franchises and stuff, and as, content I want to actually see anymore. We can play our own version of that and have some satisfaction with, our memories of older films and stuff. Yeah. It's been nice. Like,
totally.
Yeah. Fallout felt like that for me. Like we made that enough of our own that I didn't feel, I didn't feel like, oh yeah, we're just playing Fallout. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's good stuff. Well, cool. All right. Well, let's, what's that?
Did you know that interesting freeway GAN 84K on Twitch says that you can get the best viewers streambo.com?
Wow, streambo.com. Remove the space. Oh yeah, remove the space between streambo and .com. Okay, definitely have to do that, because it would have been blocked otherwise. We would have blocked it otherwise.
Yeah, that's funny because that message, the best viewers streambo.space.com, remove the space. I've seen that in the stream from all these different wackadoodle named accounts.
Yeah. It's just a bot waiting for its chance. Yeah. It was maybe as soon as we hit like the 60-minute whatever time, then it hits us with that message. Yeah.
Gotcha. Interesting freeway GAN 84K. What is that? Does that mean something?
I don't think so. I think it's probably just a library, like a dictionary generated name. Well, new account. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Think about that. If the Twilight 2000 rules for doing some kind of Arc Raiders type stuff, and we can even like
that would be fun. There's so many games.
Yes, that's
just like, I'm such a goldfish about it too. Like it really is what I'm interested in the moment that it drives my creativity. Like, I was working on that Western D6 game.
Oh yeah,
and then it was like squirrel over there. What's this? What's this game? It's hard. There's not enough time. We need to be immortal. Damn it.
Yeah. That is true. Well, cool. Well, we'll be back in 24 hours to play some more old school essentials and see if on that second floor there is in fact a princess. Well, cool. Well,
we'll get that princess.
Thanks everybody for watching. It's good to see everybody in the chat, and tune in tomorrow for more of the more fun with old school, and then we'll have to kind of talk about where we want to go next, if we want to continue those characters, because some people are just made a new character, or actually because we did a new character for Terry, right? Yeah, Terry's in again. Okay, so Terry's in again.
Terry and Abyss are both on their second characters. Okay. Will was technically, but he's demoted himself to NPC.
Right. Oh yeah, and I did finally do a spreadsheet for the XP. So yeah, you guys are at about 4,000 something, split 4 ways. About
split 1,000 4 ways.
Yeah, so
the elves are screwed.
Yeah. So yeah, you'll make it out with probably, I don't know. We'll see, but probably under 2,000. But yeah, over 1,000 XP.
Well, is that just the the
Mostly
value
treasure.
from defeating things, or are you doing the treasure?
Yeah, I'm
too?
doing treasure
Okay.
too. Yeah, that's both. The it was about 400 for defeating because everything's been low hit dice, and but the treasure, the value of the treasure has been pretty high. So
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in those bags.
yes. All right. So yeah, thanks for watching, and we will be back again soon.
Bye.
Goodbye.